Hey everyone, I'm Lamont, Gilchrist. www.lgfitnessmessiah.com is my webpage. Lamont Gilchrist, lifetime natural pro bodybuilder on Facebook. And I hope everyone is having a good start to the New Year's and their new exercise plan, nutritional plan, dieting plan, lifestyle change, whatever it is that you're going through. I just got back from my Nebraska workout sessions, clients, everything's going pretty good there. Big shout out to all my clients up there. You're doing a good job. Stick with it. I want to discuss a subject that I don't think enough people understand, or trainers train it, or people don't have a concept of exercising or things related to exercising, or actually how to exercise, to be honest with you. So now I've been doing this for 30 years. 30 years lifting weights to improve my body for sports, to be at the peak of whatever it is that I'm trying to do or that I'm trying to accomplish. I went to college for it. I studied in school. I continued to study afterwards. I have certifications, nutrition, herbal supplementation. I was a manager at GNC. I managed gyms. I've ran gyms. I've competed at the world level. I've been a pro. I am a pro, natural pro bodybuilder. I've been an all-American athlete. So I say these things to tell people the importance that I have put into preparing and pushing my body. Now, in doing those things, people who know me or know me previously in my used to be life before I become enlightened, they see me, I'll go out, I'll drink, I'll eat McDonald's, I did other things, and particular things that probably wasn't good or probably conducive to all the other things that I was trying to do. Now, I was able to get away with some of those things, and then still I didn't get away with some of those things because I got injured. And then, people see me and I always look halfway decent. I get bigger in the off season bodybuilding, and I get leaner and stuff. And in college, I was 2% body fat. And so I have been anointed, blessed, not only with the physical ability, the mental structure, and the power to be able to manipulate my body and get it to do what it is that I wanted to do, and the vision of how to do that. Now, in saying that, if I am probably in the 2% of the people on the planet genetically when it comes to full muscle bellies, power, just athletic ability, but even in saying that, I've worked really hard at it. So the point that I'm getting to is that even I have throttled down. I don't drink. I don't do anything. I don't even really eat junk food that is not conducive to what I'm trying to do. I'm on my supplements. I work out. I'm 44 years old, and so I understand how cancers grow when your insulin levels are spiking. So I've done the research outside of just the classroom. The classroom is just not, the classroom, me being in the classroom, even my certifications and everything, that is just saying that I understand the basic knowledge. Like with trainers, you may understand the basic knowledge. I search much deeper. I've been trained by some of the top coaches that have been trained by professional coaches that's been trained at the top levels because they want to make sure that their athletes stay healthy and safe and all these other things. And I watch seminars and I interact with other professionals like myself. But even in saying that, you, me, all of us have the capacity to bring something new, enlightened, and better to a situation of understanding. Now, you can know whatever it is you want to know, trainers. And like for me, I can know whatever it is that I want to know. But the real thing is, even if you know it, if you cannot get it across to your clients, if you cannot make your clients understand, if you cannot express it and make it or enlighten your clients or get them to perform the way that you want them to perform, then you're not doing your job. It's one thing to know the information or to think you know the information or to think that you're the best trainer in the world, because all trainers think that. But then there's another thing to put out a product which I put out on myself, I put out on my clients. I don't have clients win championships. Most of my clients go on to become trainers or train people. That's how much they become enlightened. So, in saying that, I was speaking with my clients, and I've been speaking to my clients about the importance of lifting weights and exercising. Now, there is a difference, and I always say this, and I say this to my clients, and see, most trainers don't even know this, so they couldn't say this. There is a difference between lifting weights. There's a difference between being a power lifter or a CrossFit athlete or a wrestler lifting weights or a tennis player lifting weights or just a regular person lifting weights. There is a difference between lifting weights. If you are an athlete lifting weights, you are lifting weights to improve on your craft. If you are a power lifter lifting weights, you are lifting weights to improve on your craft, which is lifting heavy ass weights or bigger weights. So then you just go with things. You're not worried about your body structure other than you want short arms if you're a bencher, you want long arms if you're a deadlifter, you want little joints. You know, you have to have some genetic makeup that's probably going to give you a good chance of being successful at what it is that you're doing. If you are a football player, you're lifting a particular way depending on what position you play. It may be important to lift or to perform a particular way. When you are a general person or a physique athlete or someone who's trying to transform your body, lifting weights is just a tool. Weights is just a tool. Excuse me, quick. The weights are just the tools. Because what you're trying to do is transform your body. I say this to my clients and they get it and they be like, I'll be like, yeah, the weights is just a tool. What you really need to focus on is where your body is at in relation to what it is that you're trying to do or what it is that you're trying to accomplish while using one of these tools. I mean, I can use bricks. I can get in shape using bricks because I understand how to put my body in certain situations to manipulate the type of response that I want from different muscle groups and how to develop or, how to, fire off these muscle groups, which will cause activity in that muscle group, which will make some forms of transformation. Now, I can't shape my muscle because it's genetically determined, the shape of my muscles. When I was a kid, my quad looked the same when I was a kid as when I'm an adult, and it's going to look the same even when I get old. Except it'll probably get wrinkly, it'll get older, it'll get bigger, whatever. But the way that the muscle attached, where it attached to on my body, the ligaments, the tendons, the fullness of the muscles and everything, that was predetermined at my birth. The same thing with you. What we can affect is muscle groups, fat, more muscle, add more muscle, lean out more muscle. But if you look at people when they were Flashback Thursday or Throwback Thursday, you can see the makings of whatever it is when they get older if they continue to go and form their body shape, especially if they stay in shape. Now, if they get fat, that's a whole nother subject because now fat is something that goes into the fatty tissue. And once again, you have all the fat cells that you're going to have ever in your life. Unless you get liposuction, you get them removed. You're born with the same amount of fat cells that you die with. The only thing that you do, kind of like even with muscle, you either make the fat cells expand and then your body transform into an expanding whatever your structure is with fat cells and stretch out your skin and other things go on, or either you keep your body the same or you keep the fat cells from expanding and you keep your form that you normally keep until aging and other things and stuff like that. Malnourishment may bend you over and all the other different things happen, or time happen, or gravity pulls on your body so long that the skin starts sagging and other things. But you are born with your genetic makeup for the most part. Now you can change your metabolism, you can change other things and parts like that. But you're born with that makeup. So embrace it and work with what you got to work with. Don't worry about what the next person is working with. Work with what you got to work with and be true to yourself. So the first thing is your body. Your body is the tool that you're trying to change when you're making a transformation. So Pay attention to where your body is aligned with what you're doing and stuff like that. And your trainer should be teaching you posture and how to get into a good posture and everything else like that. I have the best posture getting into how to exercise thing. And I showed it before. It's so easy and it's for everyone that the people teach it around the world because it's really just that easy. This is what I do. I think of things. Get into a jump position like you're about to jump and touch the ceiling. And this is your posture in everything that you exercise. This is your gait between your feet. This is where your tibular fibula bends. This is your ankle, ligament, tendon, muscles engaged. This is your knee. This is where your femur is. Your pelvic tilts back. Your spine from your lumbar, thoracic and cervical spine. But to get the cervical all the way in place in your spine, you just look up at an angle. And this is the posture that you want to exercise in. It's very simple. So you don't have to say, oh, your feet should be shoulder apart or turning here. No, that's not real because everybody's biomechanics is different. And you have to perform where you feel the most comfortable. If you do that and somebody try to push you, they're not going to be able to push you over because you are in your ready to go spot. I know this because I play defensive back, I golf, I do it. And I just look at people's posture, I look at free throw, and I just analyze these things over and over. This is what I do all day. If I'm not training, I'm studying. I know that that's the best posture to work from. And anybody who don't think that's the best posture to work from, stand right there and let someone sick a dog, and you will jump into that posture before you start running because that is your ready to go posture. That is your evolutionary, and that's our evolutionary, we are ready, flight or fight posture. Once you get that posture down, now when you're exercising, the next important thing, and my clients will tell you this, I preach this all the time, you have to time up your breathing. Energy is transformed or transferred from whatever it is that you are stabilized to your base, floor, chair, everything else, through my body to the bar where I'm pushing. If there's a break in that chain, or if there's something posturally distorted, or if there's something going wrong inside of there, more energy or more ligament tendon or something else is going to be compromised during that exercise, and you will get injured or you will be sore and you won't want to work out. So if you don't understand that, and posture will do it, and the next thing at the posture that will do it is breathing. If you blow out and your lungs actually come back down, come up and your diaphragm is not engaged, now you just compromise your whole abdominal wall, obliques, rectus spine, serratus, rectus abdominis, transverse abdominis with a bend into your spine, and you're not going to be able to push up big weight. So breathing is important. Now I'm not talking about shallow breathing. Breathing will also make you go, I always say panic, but it will make you panic. You think not, go underwater and try to hold your breath or have somebody hold your head underwater and you can't breathe. You will panic because the body needs oxygen. Oxygen sends signals to the body. It fuels the body as part of the fuel system, but it also helps the brain to send neurotransmitters and signals to the body in a receptive or in a way that you need to get it to respond. If not, have you ever played the old game where you were a kid, you hold your breath, somebody push on your chest and they let you go, you pass out. The same way when you stand with your knees locked, once again from a biomechanical wrong position under highlights, with things beating down their head, and you see people standing on stage and boom, they fall out. Now what you think you're going to do if you're trying to exercise, lift some weights with your knees locked biomechanically, it's hiding the thing and everything else like that, you're going to not be able to do the exercise to the full extent of it, and you're going to compromise your body, and you're probably going to injure yourself sooner or later, and you're going to want to give up. So these are the two important things that I just, I stress this to my clients, they know. We don't go forward until we get that down, and it's not as easy as it seems, because I have breathing techniques from drag breathing and quick breathing to when you're going fast, how to without actually fully exhaling or fully inhaling, but fueling your energy source by obtaining and holding your abdominal area. So that's a whole nother art in itself. And this is what I mean. Every trainer isn't created equal. If you don't understand these things, if you haven't put in the work, if you ain't had 700 pounds or the equivalent of something that feel like 700 pounds on your back without braces and belts and stuff like that. You don't know how you're gonna respond to that. I mean, I don't knock people, but if you've never been in a war, you can't say what you would do in a war. If you've never been under the gun, you can't say what you would do under the gun. If you don't practice like that, if you don't understand that, if you don't have the logic of that, or if you don't have the enlightenment of that, to understand that these circumstances have to be in a certain condition to do these things, then you don't understand that. And there's a lot of people running around here saying they trainers and they never even been athletes. They never been even in a team sport. Anybody who knows has been in a team sport, practices run the same way. When you're in college, practices run the same way. When you're in pros, practices run the same way. When you're in high school practice, they started you when you're a kid. So when you get up to the pros, boom, 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 boom. It's all ran the same way. I had to tell an athlete that before. I'd be like, man, they don't teach you stuff in practice. You go over game plans once you start to get to college and stuff like that. Yeah, you'll do some little drills and stuff, 707. But you game planning, you got to learn how to backpedal, come out your brace and stuff way before then. Now, I'm not saying that you as clients are wrong because you come to us as professionals to teach you these things. But you as professionals, you are wrong if you are not dedicating yourself to your craft and learning these things and teaching these people the proper way. You're going to hurt somebody. You're going to get somebody killed, and you make it a bad, give personal trainers a bad name because you don't really pay attention or trust your craft. Just like every doctor isn't created equal. Just like there are surgeons, and then there are specialists, and then there's general practitioners, and then there are quacks. You know, so if you any of those, even if you is a quack, you can learn, but you got to put in the time. You got to put in the work, and you got to go under fire. You know what I'm saying? I will not let someone train me or someone instruct me that I know that haven't been under fire. That's just my personal belief. You know what I'm saying? I don't have respect. Not that I don't have respect. I can have respect for your knowledge and your book and your knowledge of a game or your knowledge of how to do stuff. But if you can't do what it is that you're trying to tell me to do, I'm going to go and find somebody that's done it and that can do it. Because sometimes you need to know what it feels like when you're under those conditions, when your body is shutting down, when your knees are getting weak, when you feel like you're about to buckle and all this other stuff. And if you haven't been under it and you're trying to tell me, I can't respect that. Because you haven't been under fire. You ain't been through what I've been through. I put myself through that every day. And if you trainers ain't putting yourself under those kind of conditions, only train on your level. If you only do jumping jacks and stuff like that, don't talk about lifting big weights. Don't talk about getting in shape. Don't talk about, you know what I'm saying, transforming bodies and stuff. Because you ain't going to transform bodies with jumping jacks. I mean, you can get somebody in shape cardiovascularly, work on their calves and stuff and all that other stuff. But if you ain't putting on big weight, if you ain't push your body, if you ain't transform your own body other than the genetic makeup that you was blessed with or born with to be skinny or to be whatever so you could pull it off a little bit. But if you ain't played sports at the highest level, don't train sports at the highest level. You know what I'm saying? Unless you go dedicate yourself to that craft. Don't do those things unless you go totally embrace it and you go take it from a theory and a hypothesis standpoint, because you can't speak from reality or from truth or being under fire. Same way if I'm talking about spirituality, or if I'm talking about somebody that's been through things. You know what I'm saying? A minister or a preacher can't come to me that ain't been through no stuff. Don't tell me about how good this is and all this other stuff, and you ain't been through no things, and you ain't suffering. You riding a Mercedes Benz and you doing all this other stuff, and you telling me how good. Yeah, it's good to you. The man you call God is good to you because you got this Benz and everything and all this other stuff. So you ain't suffering. If you ain't suffered under those conditions and been made hard as stone or been made like a sword under those conditions, tested in the fire, you know what I'm saying? For real, for me, you really can't say nothing to me. You know, you can speak what you want to speak and I accept whatever. But lions only speak to lions. Lions don't go off the opinions of sheep, if you understand what I'm saying. So I'm Lamont Gilchrist. Make sure you're teaching people the right way. And y'all people take those little tips that I gave you. Thanks.